Welcome back to RealHouseDIY. Today I'm going to show you how to install this inner spring clamp on your washer door gasket. If you haven't already watched the other video where I show the full process, how to remove this, clean it, reinstall it, I'll provide a link here and in the description. But this video is just going to address some viewer questions, specifically on installing a spring clamp. Back when I did the original video, when you're working in here, there's very little room to get your hands in here and some tools, as well as point the camera in here for a good camera angle. So I did not get that the first time. I think I have a solution to that. So I can show you exactly how to reinstall this with basic hand tools and without having to remove all these panels. Of course, if you do have access to take the top panel off and the control panel and the front panel, it is a lot easier. In the long run, it may take more time to remove and reinstall all those panels. But this is meant for the case where, say, you have the dryer stacked on top of the washer or you have minimal access. Basically show you that it is possible to remove and reinstall this gasket without having to take all this other stuff apart. Now, if you get to the point where you absolutely cannot reinstall this spring clamp, even after removing all panels so you have really good access, say it's just too hard to pull this spring and get this hooked back on, LG does make a special tool, spring clamp plier tool. They'll make it a lot easier for you. One of the easier questions to answer the viewer had, they're having trouble getting the gasket back onto the white drum. So I'll show you exactly how that connects here. If I pull this off a little bit. So there's that white drum. And the gasket here, you can spread that apart. This groove here goes on either side of the white drum. And you just push it on and you feel it kind of snap right into place. It's just a decent amount of pushing to get that reconnected there. And here, in case the view from the inside helps, this is from the top looking down. Here's your rubber gasket off of the white drum. There's that groove here. Just push that right on to the white drum. And that gray rubber on either side of the groove just stretches around the white lip of the drum. Push it on. Now what I've done here for this part of the video, in order to get a good camera angle, I've removed the top panel of the washer. Very easy if you need to do this. 2 screws in the back, panel slides off, and then you have very nice access to where your spring clamp is connecting right here. So if you have access on the top of the washer to take off that top panel, it's very easy, only takes a minute to take that off. Use a Phillips head screwdriver, 2 screws in the back, slides off, and it's extremely easy as compared to taking off also the control panel and the front panel. So if you can take off that top panel, I highly recommend it. For the purpose of the video, though, I'm just using it to get a good camera angle so I can show you how I'm connecting it from the inside. Now with the gasket seated on that white part of the drum, I'm going to get the spring clamp around. The first thing I'm doing is getting it situated in this groove right here all the way around. It can be a little bit annoying because it will tend to slide off and out of that groove. So right now I'm holding it up at the top with one hand while it's not quite in the groove down at the bottom. I'm trying to fix that right now. Okay, so right now it's in the groove all the way around. Now I just need to hook on this circular loop right here at the end of the spring onto this piece here. And for this I use the vice grip pliers. Get a good angle up inside the washer with these. I've got them pretty tight. And I clamp it right there onto the end of the spring, but still having access to the circle here to get hooked on. Then on the other side, I'm going to use the needle nose pliers. Get a grip a little further down near the bottom for those. Now it's time to hook these together. So I missed on the first try when the clamp came out of the groove on the gasket. So I left the vice grip pliers on here, got that back into the groove, give it another try. I don't think I've actually ever gotten it on the first try anyway. Give it another go. There we go, that's on. Carefully get the tools out. Make sure this is in the groove. All the way around still. Is maybe just not at the very top here. Can fix that after getting the vice grip pliers off. Yeah, that's good. So finished, use the basic hand tools. I use a step ladder, small vice grip pliers, needle nose pliers, and that's it. I also had a nice bright light up top. It was actually very nice to have that access from the top panel removed. All I did was look in there. I didn't actually connect any tools from the top. I did everything from the front, from the inside here. I also checked the record time on all the videos, only 25 minutes of recording time before editing. I had already removed the top panel and the two spring clamps here. So setting up the camera angles, getting the spring clamp connected to now, 25 minutes and done. So it's not impossible, and I have had difficulty with that in the past, but today, extremely easy, using basic hand tools. Yes, it did take 20 minutes when maybe using the actual professional tool would take 5 minutes, but if you're like me and do these projects around the house, you should have no problem with this. Again, I'll get a link to the original video right here. Take a look at that. Any more questions at all, keep them coming. I'm happy to help. Thanks for watching.